So the previous version of this video was actually age restricted about 45 minutes after I had published the video, which is really annoying because I did in fact redact the violence to the point where it should have been fully monetizable, and normally I would take the hit, even though again, as you can see right here, about 10,000 of you watched it within the first hour. Then when I got the age restriction, almost nobody watched it, but I think YouTube is actually punishing me for this age restriction on my other videos, getting a lot of complaints about notifications and all that stuff. So I'm taking down the old version, re-uploading this right here. If you've seen it before, feel free to skip it, although it would help me if you watched it through again, but no obligation. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the video that's even more redacted, because I think YouTube is suppressing my channel based on an age restriction that I never should have gotten in the first place.
An argument inside a Brooklyn Costco is now the focus of a police investigation.
We've blurred the faces of those involved because charges have not yet been filed. The fight broke out in the aisles of the warehouse over the weekend. Eventually, one person was knocked out, two others ran off.
So I'm scrolling the internet.com looking for things to get angry at so that I can make videos about the things that I get angry at, and you guys out there in the audience can harness my anger into like a beautiful beverage or something, drink up that haterade and get mad along with me. And I stumble across this local ABC affiliate segment right here in New York City, where they lead it off by telling you that the suspects that are at large at this moment in time that the police are looking for are going to have their faces blurred because since the police have yet to catch them, guess what? They don't have charges against them. Now, we all understand, we all know the reason why the local news affiliate has decided to institute this policy, which by the way, they enforce selectively, if you guys are not aware of that, is because the suspects in this instance, as is true in a disproportionate number of violent instances, happen to be black individuals. And you could see that because you could see their skin color on their arms in other still images presented in this video. But the thing is, this is not the thing that made me the most angry about this particular story, because like many local news stories, they decided to interview people from the Costco store from in and around this area. And this woman, who again, I don't want anybody to target and or harass or anything of the sort, shows you how deep New York City and woke progressive talking points have gotten into the minds of your regular ordinary citizens, because she says something so bafflingly stupid, so absurd and ridiculous that it can only come up from living under democratic rule, under progressive rule for a long period of time, because who actually believes that the issue at hand is a lack of resources?
From the parking lot to inside, it's like there's limited space. It seems like there's limited resources, which is ironic. I'm not terribly surprised.
Look, I'm going to touch on this again a little bit later, but honestly, what are you even saying? Like, why would you say that the issue right here is ironically, and she smirks a little bit like this is a super intelligent point, a lack of resources in the Costco? We're going to talk about poverty in Costco. We're going to talk about income inequality in Costco. Like, what the hell are you talking about? The people can afford a Costco membership. They check it at the door. So obviously the issue right here isn't the fact that these people are innocent Baba Angel Aladdins just trying to sucker punch somebody over a cart in order to feed their starving family. And yet, regular people whose votes count the same as mine are regurgitating progressive talking points in an instance that has nothing to do with scarce resources. And oh my God, the income inequality in Costco is something that we really need to talk about. So this is what we're going to discuss today, the specifics of this particular crime and also the reaction, because honestly, I'm at this point in time where Mamdani is a month away from being elected the mayor of New York City, and I'm looking at my fellow New Yorkers, my fellow voters, and realizing that it's all their fault. They did it. These are the dumbasses that get fooled by a Mamdani type, and I'm sick of it. But you know what? Before we get into that, I want to thank the people who helped me with my resource inequality over at actualjusticewarrior.com/join. Seriously, the donators to the website really appreciate you. If not for you, I would be punching people in the face over a shopping cart due to the fact that there's scarce resources out there.
Costco behind me here has been busy all day long, and customers do tell us that it can get a little bit crazy. But now police are investigating after a disagreement turned to physical violence.
So first of all, obviously, I gotta say that this local news reporter that's on the street, she's pretty cute. And the reason I bring that up is because you preverts out there in the audience would get mad if I didn't, because you're just disgusting in every possible way. And unfortunately, even though I don't like to pander to you in terms of ideology, I have to highlight these things, otherwise the comments would be a mess. In addition to that, this woman very much a hand talker. I do like how she's trying to paint a picture with her hands as she's discussing each and every scenario related to this. So I just want to say, from me to you, lady reporter, that I could easily look up your name and address you by name, I appreciate you, and so do the disgusting, horrible preverts out there in my audience.
Chaos at Costco, and it all started over a shopping cart. The NYPD says it happened Sunday just before 4 p.m. at the Sunset Park, Brooklyn location. Police looking at footage shared on social media showing two men arguing over the cart, and then it escalates, and one of the men hits the other in the head, sending him to the hospital.
You know what? I decided we're not doing this. We're not actually looking at the footage. Thank you to the local ABC affiliate for actually telling us the Instagram to which you pulled this video from and censored it. We're looking at the face of the perpetrator, who, by the way, according to the Instagram post, is still at large. So the purpose of the post is to try to catch this individual, and yet the local news affiliate not doing so. So let's get a little bit of a taste of this particular dispute.
You playing hero, you getting me back suit, bro.
You have no problem with you. Yes, this is a long. Not touching. Don't bust him. Do not bust him. I said don't bust. What happened? What happened?
So look, obviously the video starts in the middle of the altercation, and I don't know exactly who's in the right in terms of possession of what's not even really a shopping cart. It's this big pallet thing that usually they use to move items to the aisles in order to stock them. But as you can see right here, the black individual, who you get a clear shot of his face from this Instagram post, is the first one to initiate physical force. He ends up shoving the person, who will later be knocked out as a result of this altercation, again, over the fact that they are disputing who is going to use this particular thing, in which he's already putting bottles of water on. Again, this is a petty, ridiculous ego battle that didn't need to escalate to the point where it did, but obviously you could see the ingredients right here, and make no mistake about it, the Hispanic guy and his woman play a big part in it, but the black guy and his woman also are contributing to this. You can hear the black woman yelling right there, you see the Hispanic woman standing on the thing, and again, this is something that you just want to avoid when you're going through your regular ordinary day. If you're getting into a dispute over something that's not worth it, don't escalate said dispute. I don't know how many times I have to talk about this on this particular channel, but yeah, obviously this is going to escalate, otherwise we would have no news story. So look, you can't see it right there, but the black individual, who is actually called Dustin or Justin by his girlfriend, throws a punch over the woman in order to hit the Hispanic individual, and later on in footage that I have to redact due to its violent nature, but will be linked in the description, you could actually see the punch that is the knockout punch on the Hispanic male. But in addition to that, this incredibly large black dude goes to beat the crap out of the Hispanic female. So he's not done. He's committed to this violent action. He's going to do it. He's going to commit this harm. And I just want you to remember that our local ABC affiliate has decided that this man's identity is worth protecting. That this man who is on the loose, who is beating the crap out of a man and a woman over a shopping cart dispute, is somebody that we have to obscure the face of because he hasn't been charged. Now, of course, he hasn't been charged because he hasn't been caught yet. He hasn't been arrested for this yet. He is on the loose. The purpose of the Instagram post is so that we can find this guy, but that is being withheld from you by the local ABC affiliate because, oh my God, what would you think if you actually knew who the suspect was behind this particular crime? Now again, in another expression of lack of intelligence, which by the way, this is how you get into these altercations, the guy who just assaulted this guy and assaulted his girlfriend on camera is still trying to leave with those 2 cases of water. He really, really wants those waters. He really is in need of those waters. And maybe, just maybe, this is what the Asian lady was talking about scarce resources being the cause of this. About, oh my God, it's so sad, our lives. It's so tragic because in the Costco, again, a store that is known for excess, there's so much scarcity. Now let's go back to the local news segment after you got a taste of what actually went down and what they're hiding from you, and we could see what the people who are actually frequent shoppers of this Brooklyn Costco think about the situation.
Shoppers react.
You try to keep your head down, but I mean, gosh, to have to worry about WWF in the Costco is a little insane.
That's really uncalled for. I mean, it's okay to get frustrated, but to hurt somebody over a shopping cart?
Police say the 42-year-old victim also hit his head on a cart and was treated for injuries to his forehead and eyelid.
So we have 2 reasonable people, one of them saying it's like WWE in there. That's crazy. I mean, I try to keep my head down because, you know, this neighborhood right here. And then you have another woman whose name is Rachel Rios, a retired superhero, definitely 100%. And she's saying, yeah, over a shopping cart, like what's wrong with these people? This is called a sensible woman. There was no sensible women in this particular video. They were both escalating. It ended up resulting in a guy getting knocked out. But this right here is a sensible woman. She's like, what do you mean that somebody was knocked out cold and sent to the hospital over a shopping cart? Like, are we serious right now?
Costco members say while violence is never the answer, the store itself and its parking lot on 3rd Avenue are regularly overcrowded.
You know, they say that you don't hate the media enough, and honestly, I think phrases like that are often overused, but in this particular scenario, 100% true, factual, obviously, because now we're talking about the parking lot. Now we're blaming the parking lot of this Costco being overcrowded because it's a popular place to shop as possibly the reason why 2 people who presumably, if they drove there, actually parked fine in the parking lot, decided that they were going to get into a fight over a shopping cart. Like, this is a thing that's actually going on right now. This is a thing that's happening. The local news media is talking about the parking lot. The parking situation is at issue here. If only they had a bigger parking lot.
I feel like this Costco is, I'm not surprised. There's a lot of tension here. From the parking lot to inside, it's like there's limited space. It seems like there's limited resources, which is ironic. I'm not terribly surprised.
Now again, we have the resources lady, and she started off fine, by the way. She was like, yeah, you know, I'm not surprised here. I mean, look who's shopping here. It's a whole mishmash of Brooklyn's population, and obviously there are frustrations that she's seen in the past. But then she goes with there's limited resources, because again, for the progressive lefty, when they hear crime, they're like, poverty? Where's poverty? Maybe they shouldn't have blurred the face of poverty in this particular video so that the police can finally arrest poverty for the crimes that they're constantly responsible for. I mean, that sounds absurd. This looked like a petty, stupid ego battle. It looked like an individual sucker punched somebody because he was angry about a shopping cart and then attacked a woman. But apparently the real culprit is scarce resources and poverty, according to this frequent Costco shopper.
I see the frustration on the people's faces when they're shopping too. You know, it's tough to come here and shop, and you know, you want to get in and you want to get out.
Now look, they have another guy say that it's frustrating or whatever, but at this point in time, I'm already angry. And by the way, if you don't believe me that the reason why there haven't been arrests is because they haven't found the guy, the local news reporter, who we all find to be a cute hand talker, ends up saying so at the end of said segment. She also gets a statement from Costco, which I'm assuming they're gonna say, punching people in the face over a cart, not good. That's something that we're against over here at Costco. Really brave corporate stance that they're gonna take.
Now, the assault investigation is still underway and no arrests have been made. We did reach out to Costco for a statement but haven't heard back. However, according to its membership policy, there is no harassment allowed inside the stores of customers or of employees, and membership can be revoked at its discretion.
Again, hand talking lady, I appreciate you. I like your hand gestures and whatnot as you're speaking, and obviously the preverts out there in my audience definitely are supporter of you. But the thing is, you don't make it easy. Like you reached out to Costco. First of all, they're going to say violence bad. That was going to be their statement if they gave a statement. But then you look at their like terms of service and you're like, harassment not allowed in Costco. Can't even harass the employees. I mean, that's in their terms of service. So maybe, just maybe, the guy who knocked somebody out cold over a shopping cart dispute, then attacked a woman on video, might not be allowed to shop at this Costco anymore. That's the highest penalty. And the thing is, with New York's soft on crime prosecutions, that might actually also be true. And maybe, just maybe, the guy will end up suing Costco because it might be a little bit discriminatory for you to not allow him to punch somebody over the face over the fact that they were arguing for a shopping cart. But you know what? Those are just my thoughts related to this case. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. As per usual, if you like the video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on my social media, support me via the support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about madness over at Costco and woke progressive Mamdani voters likely blaming it on scarce resources. Till next time.